All right. I want your thoughts on Tessa Doom's comments on youth activism in South Africa and whether youth should really be at the center of all things in South Africa, and the conversation I had with Tembisa Pokwede, uh, picking up on the back of the video clips we played about Mufti Menk, and you may have your own opinions on that. So feel free to comment on the Salam Media social media pages, just to the back of these interviews, right? Well, one person who's pretty fired up, never mind there's load shedding in where he lives, is Ashraf Gangrekar. Goodness, how do you get fired up when there's load shedding? Because you want to speak about benevolence, right?
I do. Like Salam. Ashraf, how are you, my good man? Are you well?
I'm very good indeed, right? What? Tell me what you want to talk about here.
Okay, great. So benevolence, all big. It's a big word, right? And so it simply means, as you would know, it means to wish well. And so to be filled with kindness, it's a feeling and a desire to do good, to be good towards other people. Now, this is all, maybe, what's the word, 103 type of stuff for some people. And if I go back to, and this is the whole plan of this entire month for us in our little chat, Ashraf, I remind people, is to inculcate habits. So, as Muslims fasting, today is the big, big day, the 17th day of Ramadan. It's the first battle of Islam, the Battle of Badr. However, benevolence I want to bring back into our personal life and personal space. So a benevolent person is somebody who has good intentions towards others, kind, and he's filled with love and all of these really good feelings, compassionate. In a nutshell, what I want to remind people about is to be benevolent before you can be, particularly when you could be vindictive. I want to say that again, Ashraf. Benevolence versus vindictiveness. So when there is a chance to be nasty, perhaps scathing in a remark, vitriolic in a response, pause and try to be benevolent. And this sort of habit-creating notion is to be kind, is to try to be, I don't know if we spoke about compassion again, but I think you get the essence of what I'm trying to say. So if you are able to be nice rather than nasty, then even then for me that's in fact true power.
As always, appreciate you leaving us with some really important thoughts. And as Ashraf has often said, whatever is imparting right now during the month of Ramadan, the plan for you is how do you make that habit? I say habit forming is critical, and that's something you need to pay attention to. Create the habit from the training ground of Ramadan. Talking about Ramadan, he made the point today being an important day, the 17th of Ramadan, that battle of Badr took place, and that has got its own significance, and I'm sure many of the programs throughout the day will cover that. The other is for many of us, we begin to enter the last 10 days of Ramadan. And, as part of the how-to feature that we put out in Ramadan, perhaps that one, how to get the best, how to maximize the best of the last 10 days of Ramadan for you and me. And then for those who are performing the itikaf, how do you get the best out of your itikaf? But there are other suggestions. If you have any thoughts on that, feel free to just drop us a suggestion in our suggestion box. We're willing to, I certainly want to hear you. The WhatsApp is probably the quickest way to do that. 061 766 0355. Any other suggestions in the how-to feature in Ramadan? Then the other one is we've covered a series of the mosques in South Africa under that label of the most significant, historically significant mosques in our country. We'll talk about the Nizamiya Masjid that's in Midrand, the Turkish mosque. We'll talk about that just now, but it doesn't stop you coming up with your own ideas of what for you would be significant. I tell you what is significant is a Quranic competition that took place in Tanzania over the weekend, I think it was. So we're going to find out about that, and a South African youngster who represented our country, but the whole backstory in terms of how that actually happened and the crowds in a moment.